It's time for the fourth chase race of the season. We head to Michigan for the running of the Pure Michigan 400, and the front row consists of two past Michigan winners in the Gatorade Cup Series. J. Jefferson won this race last season. Will start on pole. Two's outside the 4 of Jonathan Raines. He's also won at Michigan before. Then in 30 you have Colton Yo, 4th Patrick Smith, and rounding out the top 5 Carson Bowers. In 6 you have points leader and previous Michigan winner Carter Friesen. 7th Stephen Baker, and 8th you have Riley Sampson. 9th Trey Rainey, and Joe Jefferson rounds out the top 10. For the rest of you, TJ Hanley, who got his first career Gatorade Cup Series win here at Michigan. He's also second in points. Eli Bright to his inside. Then you have Jeff Brett at 5 with Lee Jack Table on the A3. Andrew Miller looking for the Michigan sweep with Sebastian Kukulon to his inside. They have Max Harrison, Isaac Nichols. He's also won here before. They have Justin Zadell looking for a win once again. Danny Lloyd to his outside. They have Griffin Lynn and Mac Johnson. Nathan Stapleton with Jack Marshall. And there's Jake West and Jake Galloway. Levi Shones and Code Luigi. And they have Greg Lee and John Gambit. Steve Morgan with Steven Taylor. And there's Steve Larker with Luke Rainey. Diego Yapez with Dale Lightning. Then you have Jonathan Buford and Larry Bouchard Jr., Tyler Fink and Benny Watson. And in the final row, Taylor Bryan Price, 2's outside, Chaser Alexander Rowe in the 72. That's your starting lineup for the Pure Michigan 400. Let's get it going with our starting command.
On behalf of the many great folks at Bass Pro Shops, Cracker, and MB&A, gentlemen, start your engines!
Business as usual today, buddy. Nice and easy. Give your seatbelts a little tuck for me, buddy. You're ready to rock and roll. Buddy, be ready here now. Feel that thing out real good here for the first lap or so. Make sure you got a good feel for it.
And our 42-car field rolling off the starting grid, led by the 78 of Jay Jefferson. They'll go back-to-back in the Pure Michigan 400. But we have a ton of Michigan winners in the field. Jay Jefferson, Jonathan Raines, Andrew Miller, Carter Friesen, TJ Hanley, Isaac Nichols. The list goes on and on of drivers who have won here at Michigan and are racing here today in the Gatorade Cup Series. 30 laps, going to be a wild Michigan race in the chase, so a lot can happen. We'll see which chaser can come out on top here today. Carter Friesen with the points lead by 1 point over TJ Hanley, who's right there. And we have the others trying to close in on those two. Pace car in, 30 laps. Jefferson Raines, front row, as they come down the front stretch to the restart zone. And we're racing at Michigan. Green flag is in the air. Close there from third to first. Yo leads lap 1. Bowers gets to the inside, and they're side-by-side drag racing into turn 1. Bowers with the advantage, and he's going to clear the 37s that go through 1 and 2. Trey Rain, the 95, gets the second. How about Eli Brent, the 88, going for third? And they're 3 wide behind those front few. Down the backstretch, big pack. Some chasers back in the middle that they're hoping that there's no crash. The Brights working together. Eli and Jeff on the inside, working good. Teammate Isaac Nichols behind them just a little bit further. Here comes Carter Friesen, your points leader. They're on the inside. Eli and Jeff in the side-by-side about to lead the lap. It's going to be Eli up top to lead lap number 2, but Jeff Bright does have the inside lane entering turn 1. And Carter Friesen, the 38, trying to stay up front here today. He knows how important it is to stay up front to miss these wrecks. He's been involved in a horrible Michigan crash before. He's looking to stay out of trouble and keep that points lead here today. It's going to be very hard with how fast Michigan is, how fast-paced it is, how many passes people can make. There's Riley Sampson peak low. Does he push that 38 clear? Through 3 and 4. Sampson does have a little bit of a run. We'll see what he does with that. Number 18, does he take it low? Stays right now in line. Jumps to the inside to block off the 3 of Kukulon. Down the front stretch. Sampson may have led the lap by a nose. I could not tell. That was very close. Looks like they're going to give it to Friesen there. Off into the corner. I think that was Jay Jefferson that's gone too low on the 78. And he did. Look how far back he's falling now. If he hits the wall and comes down, that could be a crash. Into the wall. Keeps out of everyone. So far, we're still under control. Still green. 78 Jay Jefferson in front of the pole, falling back. Nichols and the 48 car to the inside now. That's for the race lead. Trying to get beside that 18. Looking there. He has a push. And that push from the 34, Patrick Smith, to the stripe. He has a nose. Keep it down there. Off into turn 1. Down low. Blocks off the inside nicely. You saw how far down he moved to make sure that 34 didn't have some sort of bonsai move there. And Nichols is going to clear. But here comes Smith to the inside now, down the back. Griffin Lynn, last season's champion, trying to pick up where he left off last season with some great runs in the chase. Currently 3rd. Jack Marshall behind him. Code Luigi is not the season he's wanted, but a win will cure everything if he can get it. He's currently 4th in the inside, going to be going for a top 5 spot. Jack Marshall, chaser for 2nd. Code Luigi behind. Steve Morgan. Mac Johnson, the 24. I think all 400 cars have shot the front as Johnson's coming forward. Jack Marshall still side by side up front with the 34 Patrick Smith, and he'll take it. Now Code Luigi, does he get moved up high by that 24? Looks like he's going to get put 3 wide middle right here. Mac Johnson with the big push. Yeah, big push from the 51 Dale Lightning, moves Mac Johnson to the inside of the 22 of Jack Marshall. Through 3 and 4, Johnson off the bottom lane. Dale Lightning coming low. And all 400 cars have had a shot at clean air. Johnson leads the lap. Dale Lightning moves to the inside to get by into turn 1. Larry Bouchard Jr. pushing him through. Trey Rainey in the 95 there as well. Here comes Justin Zidell in the 24. They might go 4 wide. That was close there, but looks like they sorted up. But look how far up that 7 is. That could be a crash. In the wall for Griffin Lynn. And cars slide down to the inside. 72 of Alexander Rowe, one of them. So far was still green. Everyone trying to merge back up without incident. That does slow some of the field down, but we're still under the green flag condition. Larry Bouchard Jr. is going to clear Dale Lightning down the front to take the race lead. Trey Rainey to the middle lane. Steve Morgan down low in the 13 with the push from Justin Zidell. And Greg Lee in the 55 is coming forward. I cannot believe we've not had a crash yet. They've been racing so hard, so aggressively. You have to know that crash is coming at some point. And great save by Alexander Rowe to keep it out of the infield and keep it out of anyone else when he came back up, merging into traffic. And great job by Griffin Lynn keeping that car under control, even though he hit the wall pretty hard. Justin Zidell, native of Michigan, looking to win here for the 2nd race in a row. He won at Hillside for his first career Gatorade Cup Series victory. Oh, he wants more than that, into the wall for Dale Lightning. It's at 51, going right, got Patrick Smith. Around goes the 34, he gets Riley Sampson. Sampson goes up and over, Jeff Bright, Griffin Lynn may have been involved. The 18 slides down the racetrack. Stephen Baker gets involved, and some cars slam on the brakes to get slowed down. Sampson into the grass in the 18 car. And the yellow flag is out, the leaders are racing back. We're racing back to the caution flag. Zidell leads. Miller for the race is looking for that sweep here this season. But here comes Mac Johnson to the inside 3 wide, trying to lead them back. Yellow is out, and racing back to lead lap number 9, Mac Johnson. Andrew Miller side by side. It'll be Johnson down low to lead them back to the caution flag. Andrew Miller 2nd. And a hard crash. Patrick Smith is done. Jeff Bright may be done. Stephen Baker, Riley Sampson has damage. And we saw a ton of cars slam on the brakes. Eli Bright was one of them. There's the 7 of Lynn. He has definitely a lot of damage to both sides of that car. I think I saw Dale Lightning came down into Code Luigi. I'm wondering where that 42 is. There's a 51 with all his damage. There's Code. The 42, he should be fine. Looks like that car is alright. Oh, Zidell spun under yellow from 5th. Trying to get... Oh, my. They were 3 wide. Bouchard. And it looks like the 13, the 20 made some contact. Look at Morgan go upside down. He continues on his merry way as well, and so does Zidell, but they're both going to have a ton of damage here. Now, these drivers probably going to be coming down pit road. I don't think anyone can make it on fuel. So Trey Rainey should lead them down pit road as the leader has not gotten his spot back. Here they come down low. Looks like everyone should be hitting pits. And we could have some more retirees now with that crash under yellow, the 13, the 20. So we just had 2 flips there. Morgan flying back in. Obviously, he's a little upset after being upside down. We'll see if he can actually keep that car in the race, though. And when upside down, he's still running 3rd coming to pit road. That's not something you see every day, flipping upside down and coming in 3rd on pit road. You see the damage to the 51 back there. We'll see how these pit stops go. And do they take 2 tires, 4 tires, or no tires? Currently on the 17, I'm seeing no tires. Oh, contact with the 17 and the 51. The 17 is leaving the pits, the 51 coming in. And they make hard contact. There's Trey Rainey in. And it looks like it's going to be fuel only for these drivers. Trey Rainey leaves with the race lead. Mac Johnson's going to be 2nd. Side by side for 3rd. Who's it going to be? They may give it to Greg Lee there. It'll be close to see who left for... Oh! That's hard contact there to the 23. 2nd in points. Hanley has some heavy left side damage there. So have to see how that affects the car. So Trey Rainey leads them off pit road. We'll see what happens to bring out the caution. The 51 spins around, gets other drivers, and then Riley Sampson goes up and over. Here's the reason for caution number 1. The 51, Dale landing up top, way high. He's going to get into the wall off of turn number 4. He comes down, gets into the code Luigi a little bit. The 42 saves, 51 goes up, hits the wall hard, comes down, gets into the 34 Smith, who spins around, comes up and impacts the wall hard. And here comes Riley Sampson, the 18 hard on the gas, trying to miss it. Hits the 34 hard. The 5 then gets into him, basically just flips the 18 over. You can see right there, gets into the 7 of Lynn. Lynn goes up the racetrack. Stephen Baker gets damaged right there off the 5. Sampson flips down the racetrack. There's the 5 up off the ground. You can see those 5 cars back there, the 4, the 88, the 14, the 41, the 48, all basically stopping to avoid the 18 who was sliding down the racetrack. Scary for those drivers, especially some of them that were kind of coming flying into it. And it's kind of weird how the 18 flipped as well, because he kind of got hit by the 5 there. It kind of just flipped him over. Watch Eli right here. Slam on the brakes. Jay Jefferson may have gotten some damage on the 78. He should be fine to keep going, though. Right there, the 18 then goes down and hits the grass and doesn't flip back over. And then we have the 13 flip under yellow with the 20 car. Off of pit road in front will be the 95 of Trey Rainey. Haley is back to the green flag, and the Pure Michigan 400 here at the Michigan International Speedway. 17 laps left when we go back racing. Trey Rainey, the 95 of Chaser, is out front. From that crash, Patrick Smith and Riley Sampson are the only 2 that have retired. Luigi Octavo, 40th. Jeff Bright, 39th. There's Nichols. There's Griffin Lynn with his damage. And we see Steve Morgan, 36th, still in the race. Justin Zidell still in the race as well, 34th. And the rest of the field. Trey Rainey leads. He led them off pit road. Mac Johnson second. We have to see how that damage on the 23 affects. He had some pretty heavy left side contact there, leaving the pit side by side. He'll be 3rd, but how is that damage? 4th, Greg Lee. Andrew Miller looking for that Michigan sweep is 5th. Daniel Larry Bouchard Jr. in 6th. Code Luigi 7th. Sebastian Kukulon 8th. His teammate Steven Taylor 9th. Tyler Fink rounds out the top 10. He has some heavy rear end damage, so we'll see how that affects the car. You have Jack Marshall, Jake Galloway, Taylor Bryan Price, John Gammett, Carson Bowers, along with Steve Larker, Diego Yepez. Colton Young has some left side damage as well. Alexander Rowe and Jonathan Beeford, your top 20 points there. Car Friesen restarts 21st here in this race. Cars with side damage to either the left or the right or the both. So it'll be interesting to see how that impacts on this restart. Pace car in. Trey Rainey leads the field. Down the front stretch to the restart zone. Mac Johnson behind in 2nd. Rainey hits the gas and we're back racing. Mac Johnson spun the tires big time. And Hanley, I don't know if that 23 is up to speed now. Look at the damage. Look how slow he is. 23 backing up through the field. The 43 and the 42 not going now. Contact into the wall for a few drivers. Hanley is backing the field up. That's 2nd in points. Big implications towards the chase. TJ Hanley could see points slipping away as he falls through the field, still falling, still backing up. He's pulling those if he's going to enter the pits. 23 to pit road. Issue with the damage. And Hanley has hit pit road, 2nd in the chase points. Meanwhile, Chaser leads. Trey Rainey is out front. Mac Johnson, Greg Lee for 2nd. Look at the run for that 55 through 1 and 2. To the inside, he's going to get by the 24. Down the back stretch. And look how that split the field now. Shones and Benny Watson, the ones leading that 2nd pack. We'll see if they can catch up to that 1st pack. Hanley in the pits. They're going to try and repair that damage probably. Greg Lee now side by side with Trey Rainey down the front for the lead. Lee leads 3 wide for 2nd. 15 laps of racing to go. Galloway 3 wide to the inside with Jack Marshall behind him. Here comes Steven Taylor in the 31. He blocked off Tyler Fink. That rear end damage on the 21 not really affecting him at all. Down the back. Galloway in the 11. Trying to get his first career Gatorade Cup Series win. He saw his teammate Justin Zidell just do it last race. He was the one that was passed by his teammate Zidell. And now Galloway out front in the Pure Michigan 400 looking to do the same here. We're coming to 14 laps of racing to go side by side to the stripe. And could we see a finish like that? Last car in this pack is Mac Johnson. Then you have the 43 Miller without any drafting help. Remember, he got caught by the 23. He's barely on this draft. You can just get a sniff of it. He'll be all right. He's getting that sniff right now. I don't know, though, if he'll be able to get up. It looks like he's getting a good run down the back. And they have the 2nd pack here from the 77, who is 13th, 12th, on back to 18th, 19th, and then you have 20th on back. They're in that big frenzy. So we'll see how this pack does as the front 11 cars break away. Steven Taylor for the race lead on fellow chaser Jack Marshall. Taylor leads at the stripe. Through 1 and 2. Tyler Fink, that damaged rear end is not affecting him at all. To the inside, he's going to go for that 31. That 21's damage is not affecting him at all. You would think that he would be slower, he would be off pace, but that rear end damage, it's not doing anything to him. He is all right. He's still flying through the fields right now, going to be leading the race. Coming to 12 laps to go. What a story would be if he could win with that damage on that rear end. He's going to lead this lap here. Taylor Brian Price side by side with Fink, but the 21 does lead the lap. 12 laps of racing to go. Here comes Trey Rain, the 95. He restarted first, fell back there. Here he's back up to the front for the race lead. Andrew Miller, we mentioned he was just on the tail end of the pack. He needs some draft. He got that draft. He's in the top 5 now as they race down the back. They have Steve Morgan ahead. Remember, Morgan flipped. Then they have TJ Hanley ahead with his damage. He's currently laps down at the back of the field and could possibly fall in points. Kukulon, the 3, to the inside of the 95. As they do have the lap car ahead. Which lane's going to go and which lane's going to get caught? They're catching the 13. The 3 goes around the outside barely. Everyone's scattering, trying to avoid. And 5 cars pull away. The rest are stuck. Regularly going to go around the outside. Jack Marshall going to try and do the same. And the second pack is closing in. They're going to try and get the draft here, and we'll see how this plays out. Second pack has caught the 13. The others. Morgan pulls high. Inside, Mac Johnson will go there. Richard Jr. 2 teammates come through the 1, the 42. Meanwhile, up front, Trey Rainey leads a 5-car pack. Miller in the 43 coming low. To 10 laps of racing to go. 10 laps left, 5 cars with a shot so far. Jake Galloway 3 wide. Taylor Brent Price in the 15 there. Sebastian Kukulon in the 3. Will be one of these 5 going to victory lane, or will it be someone from further back trying to get up there? We're coming to 9 to go this time by. 95 Trey Rainey to the wall a little bit. Keeps it going straight. They do have TJ Hanley in the 23 ahead. We'll see how that impacts this race. And we'll see if it slows maybe this pack down enough to where that second pack can close in. 15 Price for the inside, looking for the race lead. Sebastian Kukulon looking 3 wide in the 3 car. Here he goes to the bottom. 3 wide across the stripe with 9 laps of racing to go. Hanley's ahead. And it looks like the 3's lane is going to go. Kukulon trying to get to the inside of the 23. He does! He's the only one to get away. The 15, the others kind of caught there. Price gets around. Trey Rainey's going to get around. Miller going to get around. Galloway might get caught here. Hanley, though, did pull down a little bit. Miller has not gotten away. 3 cars now break away, and 2 cars lose the draft. So now it's Kukulon leading Trey Rainey and Taylor Brian Price. They have Andrew Miller in 4th. 5th place, Jake Galloway. And they have 6th, 7th, and 8th. The 22, the 55, and the 21. The 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. They have 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21, 22. And you have some scatter cars back there. So definitely the lap cars impacting how this race is going to play out. Hanley getting caught now by the 22 and the 55. Staying in the middle lane, not where you want to be here. And coming to 7 laps of racing to go. And so far, only looks like 4 or 5 cars going to have a shot at this race victory. It could be Kukulon, Price, Trey Rainey, Miller, maybe even Galloway could have a shot if he gets latched on. But right now, doesn't look like many cars are going to have a shot at this race victory. Trey Rainey, that's for 2nd. Andrew Miller in the 43 is caught up. Where's Galloway? Can he get caught up now? Does that second pack even have a shot at this point? The 22, they're lined up, they're close. Say that they are close. It's I don't know. If anyone in the second pack has a shot, it's going to be the 22 and the 55, but they got side by side there, and they need to stay single file. Galloway's caught up now. As the 3 Kukulon still leads 6 laps of racing to go at Michigan. They have caught the 4 of Rains. Which lane's going to go? The 3 looks high. Into the wall a little bit for Kukulon. Gets slowed up. Trey Rainey gets slowed up on the inside as well. Kukulon powers around the outside. It's the second pack shot now. Because the Kukulon gets too far. That 55 and the 22 are there. How's the 21 and the others play into this now? Can they get caught up? 55 into the pack. He's going to get by the 4. The 22 will get by. Here comes the 21, the 24. They're in the pack. They have a shot. How about the 42 and the 1, the 2 teammates? The 6 and the 17, 2 more teammates. Because you have to know that that 3 is not getting away. That draft's going to propel everyone together with 5 to go. Kukulon leads. Trey Rainey second, Jake Galloway third, Greg Lee fourth, Jack Marshall fifth. Then Tyler Fink is sixth, Max Johnson up to seventh, eighth is Andrew Miller, Cole Luigi ninth, 10th Diego Yepez. On back to Carson Bowers, who are still in this train. And don't count out Luke Rainey's inside the top 15. He's in the draft of the 6. He's going to get by the 4 pretty easily. He is there. He has a shot. Trey Rainey's gotten around Kukulon, who's going 3 wide. Greg Lee. He has not had many Gatorade Cup Series starts. Currently scored second with 4 laps of racing to go. He has a shot at this thing. But Jake Galloway wants it worse. He's been racing for so long in the Cup Series. He has nothing to show for it. No wins. He's up to second now, and they have Steve Morgan ahead once again. How's this going to turn out? Morgan ahead, the 95 Trey Rainey gets caught, goes high. The 55 goes high. Everyone on the inside caught. 2 cars pull away. But now they have more cars to deal with. The 5 of Jeff Bright. Trey Rainey, Greg Lee pull away. And now Rainey goes high to get away. And now the 55 with no help with 3 to go. Could this be Trey Rainey's race? Some cars that got caught back there, you can see them. The 42 falling back. The 6 is falling back. Their shot at win is over. Cole Luigi and Carson Bowers will now have a shot to win this race. Does anyone but Trey Rainey and Greg Lee have a shot? Can that second pack get caught up? We're coming to 2 laps left. That 42 still being stuck behind the 13. Do they have more lap cars ahead? These are in a pack. We'll see how 96, 83, and 37 deal with this race. As we're coming to see 2 to go. There's the gap from the helicopter. Closing in just a little bit is Greg Lee. He has the draft. We'll see, can Trey Rainey haul him off? He's been so dominant. Trey Rainey's had one of the best, if not the best car here today. And now coming to the white flag, he's leading. He has a car hot on his tail. Can Greg Lee do anything to run down the 95? Approaching the white flag. Approaching the final 2 miles of this Michigan race. Rainey's down low. He has an issue in the 95. He didn't have enough fuel to make it. 95 to pit road with the 24 and the 43. Greg Lee takes the white flag. We're on the final lap. Jack Marshall is closing in though. That 22. It's the 55 maybe sputtering a little bit. Through 1-2, he might be sputtering. The 22 is there with a huge run. Marshall, does he look low? To the inside. Does he have a run? Through 3 and 4. Side by side. Marshall, Greg Lee. They saved enough fuel. It's going to be Jack Marshall on the last lap pass. He gets by Greg Lee, who may have been spurting a little bit. Jack Marshall will win the Pure Michigan 400. You would have thought everyone would have been safe on fuel at that point. It looked like it should have been that they had enough fuel. But the drivers who maybe didn't get packs full of fuel, maybe didn't get enough fuel in the car to come down pit road, and it hands the win to Jack Marshall, who wins the Pure Michigan 400. Let's go check the finishing results and the chase standings. Here are the finish results from the Pure Michigan 400 at the Michigan International Speedway. There was only 1 caution flag for 4 laps, and 19 lead changes. 15 different drivers led this race. Jack Marshall saved enough fuel at the end to get to victory lane. He ran out after the checkered flag on his cool-down lap. Greg Lee ends up second, so close to victory. He may have sputtered just a little bit on that last lap, gave the 22 enough run to get by him. Tyler Fink, a great day for him with that damage. He ends up third. Diego Yepez fourth, Jonathan Beeford fifth. They have Larry Bouchard Jr. 6th, Jake Galloway 7th, Nathan Steelson 8th, Carson Bowers 9th, and Carter Friesen extends that points with the top 10 finish and the second highest chaser. There's your top 20 other chaser, Steven Taylor, who's up there in points, 11th. You have to feel for Cole Luigi. Maybe you think he could have had a shot. He was in that second pack at the end. He had enough fuel to make it. He ends up 13th. He was back around 25th when all the drivers started pitting. So you have to kind of feel for him. He had enough fuel. If he didn't get caught by that 13, he could have had a shot. Levi Schoen's could have a shot. A lot of these drivers got caught by lap cars and they never really had a shot at the end to do anything. That's just the tough break with these lap cars, how slow they were. 21st to 4th, only 26 cars finished on the lead lap. Kukulon to come down pit road for fuel, same with Joe Jefferson, Max Anderson, Taylor Bryan Price, Benny Watson, Alexander Rowe, Jake West, Steve Larker, Luke Rainey, and some of the others. Have to feel for Trey Rainey, finished on the lead lap, led the most laps though, 10. He had to come down pit road for fuel, much like Andrew Miller, Mac Johnson. So you have to feel for Trey Rainey because he probably could have won it if he had enough fuel. Just didn't get that pack full. But see TJ Hanley 39th and not good for him. Towards the points at the right side are the point standings. Friesen obviously extending that points lead. Hanley following. Steven Taylor being pretty consistent. Right now, it's looking like Carter Friesen has a pretty good shot at this championship. But once again, you have to hold this consistency throughout all of the chase. So as we look ahead, we'll go on our mini West Coast swing as we head to Phoenix for the Subway 500. I'll see you guys then.